So I just want to really acknowledge, regardless of what yours is, in whether you're listening in and you've been raped or physically abused or having had a traumatic accident, those are definitely traumatic. Like no one should ever have to experience those things. If you were to Google, well, what qualifies as a trauma? According to the American Psychological Association, trauma is an emotional response to a terrible event like an accident, rape, or natural disaster. Now, I don't know about you, but I would have never said I had a trauma based on that definition at all. And for those of you who read my book, you know what my trauma was, right? But then in small letters, not so bold, it'll say, however, a person may experience a trauma as a response to any event that they physically or emotionally felt threatened or harmful. Now, there again, I want to say this because when our trauma happens, we don't experience the trauma from being outside of it, looking in. We're in the experience. So we think that must have been like how it really is. Like that must be how life is. We don't experience it as something outside of ourselves. So why I say that is we don't have it as emotional threatening. Like that's what we did to survive. So I just want you to consider, in other words, if you haven't felt that you've had a life threatening based on those definitions, you're going to think you haven't had a trauma or really don't understand why you're struggling. So I just want to really acknowledge, regardless of what yours is, in whether you're listening in and you've been raped or physically abused or having had a traumatic accident, those are definitely traumatic. Like no one should ever have to experience those things. The mistaken belief is that if we didn't have something like that, that we shouldn't then feel the way we feel. That's the mistaken belief, which only leaves us more alone, more feeling separate, more feeling like there's something wrong with us. When in truth, what's stopping every human being is not logical. It's always emotional. And it's always coming from your original core trauma.